I got to do this study on the book of Exodus and look at this amazing story of Israel's liberation from slavery in Egypt and the journey to Mount Sinai, where the people of God received this way of life through the law, through Moses. And I discovered how at the center of this way of life, like one of the crucial parts of this new lifestyle they'd been given, in which they would live the ways of God's kingdom and reflect God's ways on the earth. At the center of all this, at the center of the Ten Commandments, was this day of rest every 7 days. This rhythm to life, where on the seventh day they would cease, they would rest, the Sabbath. And the Sabbath was a couple of things. It looked back all the way to the story of creation, where on the seventh day after God had made all these amazing things, it says, God rested and enjoyed what was made, enjoyed the creation. It was very good, and there was rest, and there was peace, and there was harmony. God refrained from the action of creating to enjoy what had been made. And of course, after the great rebellion of human beings against the Creator, the result, as opposed to rest and enjoyment of creation, was this striving and toil and this bloodshed and waste. So God's people were supposed to look at that and just stop and just cease and enjoy, to remember what all this was for, what all this was intended to be, and to imagine what all we could be. But the Sabbath, this day of rest, this seventh day, took on a whole new meaning in the context of redemption. Because they had experienced this brokenness, this captivity and bondage, after they'd been liberated from generations of living in the house of slavery, this mechanism, this machine of a society that dehumanized and oppressed and opposed all the flourishing that God's creation was intended for. After this exodus from enslavement, the Sabbath became a time not just to remember the completion and beauty of creation, but then to remember this rescue from God. The Sabbath was also a remembrance of that. And so God's people who understand redemption, who experience redemption, begin to develop in their lives this rhythm of redemption. This rhythm of redemption, where they not only look back at what they've been, at what we've been freed from, but we look forward towards what we've been freed to. I remember all your ways are good for me. And so this idea of the Sabbath takes on a whole new dimension when you realize it's about redemption. And for us who've experienced the truth of what happened at Calvary, there's a new level of redemption that the Sabbath frees us to enjoy. And we get to live by redemption's rhythm. We get to live in a way that's free from all that once oppressed us, from all that once broke us, from all that kept us from enjoying the rest of the Creator. We've been freed to something so much greater. And in a time when life seems so fast-paced and noisy and busy and wasteful and violent and confusing, people who live by this rhythm, those people really will be a light to the world. We're redeemed, we're freed, we're healed, and then we're sent back in to be part of the redemption and the freeing and the healing of others. And so this whole project really focuses on redemption, but Sabbath is like a lens to see it in a richer way, develop in our life these rhythms that point to all that we've been freed from and also all that we've been freed to, and it's good. And it's all the while like a sign and a foretaste, pointing ahead to the fulfillment that we're still waiting for, when it'll come full circle with full redemption, with the return of a king, and all creation will get to enjoy a new Sabbath day once again with the Creator.